The first $10,000 is the hardest. Here's how to get there. Imagine opening your bank account and seeing $10,000 sitting there. No credit card balance hanging over your head. No panic when an unexpected bill arrives. No feeling that your entire paycheck disappears before the month even ends. Just $10,000 that belongs to you. For most people, getting to that first $10,000 feels impossible. But here's the interesting part. Your first $10,000 isn't really about the money. It's about building the habits that make the next $10,000 easier. And today, I'm going to show you a realistic roadmap to go from $0 to your first $10,000. Let's start with the most important rule. Don't try to save $10,000 all at once. Break the goal into smaller milestones. Your first target is $1,000, then $2,500, then $5,000, and finally, $10,000. Because psychologically, saving your first $1,000 feels much easier than thinking about saving $10,000. So let's start at zero. Imagine you bring home $4,000 a month. Your first goal isn't to invest aggressively. Your first goal is to create breathing room. Look at your monthly spending and find the expenses that don't actually improve your life. Maybe it's food delivery. Maybe it's subscriptions you barely use. Maybe it's impulse shopping. Maybe it's an expensive car payment. You don't need to eliminate everything you enjoy. You just need to stop letting small expenses become invisible. Because $5 doesn't feel like much. $10 doesn't feel like much. $20 doesn't feel like much. But repeated hundreds of times, they become thousands. Let's say you find a way to save an extra $300 every month. That's $3,600 a year. Now add another $200 by cutting unnecessary expenses or changing a few habits. Suddenly, you're saving $500 a month. At that rate, you're putting away $6,000 a year. And that's where things start getting interesting. But there's another side to the equation: income. Most people focus entirely on cutting expenses. And yes, controlling spending matters. But there's a limit to how much you can cut. You can't reduce your rent to zero. You can't stop eating. You can't eliminate every expense from your life. But your income has much more room to grow. So while you're saving money, start working on your earning power. Learn a skill. Take on freelance work. Work overtime if it makes sense for you. Start a small side business. Look for a better paying job. Learn sales. Learn video editing. Learn coding. Learn design. Learn AI tools. The specific skill matters less than the principle. Increase the value you can provide. Because saving an extra $200 a month is useful. But increasing your income by $1,000 a month can completely change your financial situation. Now let's say you've reached your first $1,000. This is where many people make a mistake. They see the money sitting in their account and spend it. A new phone, a vacation, a shopping spree, and suddenly they're back at zero. Instead, think of your first $1,000 as financial protection. An emergency fund can help you handle unexpected expenses without immediately turning to high-interest debt. Your car breaks down, you have money. Your phone needs replacing, you have money. An unexpected bill arrives, you have options. That feeling of having options is incredibly valuable. Now let's move from $1,000 to $2,500. At this stage, your biggest enemy isn't necessarily low income, it's lifestyle inflation. Here's what lifestyle inflation looks like. You get a raise, your income goes from $4,000 to $5,000. You think you're finally going to save more, but then you upgrade your apartment, get a newer car, eat at more expensive restaurants, buy more expensive clothes, upgrade your subscriptions, and suddenly you're earning $1,000 more. But you're saving almost nothing more. Your lifestyle grew at the same speed as your income. This is one of the biggest traps you need to avoid. When your income increases, don't immediately increase your lifestyle. Instead, try this. If you get an extra $1,000 a month, maybe use $700 to improve your financial situation. Save it. Invest it when appropriate. Pay down expensive debt. Build your emergency fund, and use the remaining $300 to enjoy your higher income. You don't need to live like you're broke. You just need to make sure your future gets a raise too. Now let's talk about the $5,000 milestone. Once you reach $5,000, something changes. You're no longer just trying to survive financially. You're starting to build a foundation. But don't make the mistake of thinking that $5,000 means you can suddenly take huge investment risks. Your emergency savings should still match your situation. And if you have high interest debt, paying that down can be an important priority. The goal isn't to look rich. The goal is to become financially stronger. Now comes the final stretch, $5,000 to $10,000. This is where consistency becomes incredibly powerful. Let's say you're now saving $750 every month. In 6 months, that's another $4,500. You're getting very close. And here's the secret. The last few $1,000s often feel easier than the first few thousand. Because by this point, you've built a system. And once you reach $10,000, don't immediately start looking for the next risky investment that promises to double your money. Take a breath. Look at your financial foundation. Do you have enough emergency savings? Do you have high interest debt? Are you contributing to retirement accounts when appropriate? Are you investing according to your goals and risk tolerance? And most importantly, is your income still growing? Because the goal isn't just to reach $10,000. The goal is to make $10,000 the beginning of something much bigger. Think about the journey. $0, then $1,000, then $2,500, then $5,000, then $10,000. At every stage, you're not just accumulating money, you're accumulating financial confidence. And that confidence changes your decisions. You stop buying things just to impress people. You start thinking about opportunity cost. You start asking, do I really want this? Will this help my future? What happens if I save this money instead? Those questions can be worth more than any single investment. So if you're starting from zero today, don't worry about becoming a millionaire. Don't worry about having a perfect portfolio. Don't worry about finding the next big stock. Start with something much simpler. Save your first $1,000. Then build from there. Because your first $10,000 isn't just a number in a bank account. It's proof that you can control your money. And once you learn how to control your first $10,000, building the next $10,000 becomes a completely different game. If you're starting your journey today, remember this. Earn more. Spend intentionally. Save consistently. Invest wisely. And give yourself time. Your first $10,000 won't happen overnight, but it can happen one decision at a time. And if you want more simple, practical lessons about money and building wealth, subscribe to Dollar Decoded because we're just getting started.